Hello Internet, welcome to the Nerd Sanctuary. This is Yami, and today we're looking at the premium format for the Alfred Royal Paladin deck. I'm doing this because on my standard format Royal Paladins, someone's like, hey, you thinking about doing a premium format using the Alfreds? And I'm like, hell yeah, I'm thinking about it. There are some broken combos in there. As you can see from here, we use both G-Units and the Imaginary Gift. And honestly, the G-Units are more of an afterthought in this deck, because the main strategy is getting multiple force markers in one turn. But let's get started with the main deck here. My starter is Barkle, mainly because he's unbanned, and because using him, you can guarantee your Grade 2 Vanguard will be a Blaster Blade, which is very good. And then we use 4 of the critical trigger Floatal because, she counts for Barkle's effect since her name is Floatal. And we use a single one of the Future Knight Lu because that's really all you need, and you don't want to run more than one because this has a lesser critical effect. Since the new criticals give a plus 10,000 shield, but the old ones, which let me fit the camera to... That did not work. There we go. The newer criticals give a 10,000 bonus, where the older ones give a plus 5,000. But basically, whenever you ride onto your grade 1, you'd want to use Barkle's skill immediately to get Future Knight Lu on the field. That way, you don't risk getting Lu as a damage before you can use his ability. Then ending out the criticals, we have 3 copies of Epona. Pretty much triggers are basic for Royals, they don't really have too many yet. After that, we have 4 copies of Flash Shield Assault, the draw trigger perfect guard for the Royal Paladins. And I shouldn't have to tell you guys why a perfect guard is a good idea. And I'm using the 0 perfect guards because there aren't really too many things that can stop that. And it's better to have the zeros be perfect guards so you get more use out of them. And you get more offensive power in your grade 1s. And then we have 4 copies of Idrisil Maiden Elaine as the heals to finish off. After that, I have 4 copies of Wingle Youth, just for getting more Blaster Blade stuff out. Especially since Kingdom Knights Alfred requires a Blaster Blade on the field for his effect. Or no, Alfred just gives Blaster Blades a bonus. But in general, you're going to want Blaster Blades on the field for various effects. He is the focus of the V-Series Royal Paladins. But with Wingle Youth, when he attacks or boosts, you can search the top 7 of your deck for a Blaster Blade. And then we have 4 copies of Blaster Friend Barkle. Personally, with regards to Wingle Youth and Blaster Friend Barkle, I'd say maybe drop them down a little lower. Not too much with Barkle, because he's kind of needed. But maybe Wingle Youth, and I have Alan in this deck too, maybe drop him a little lower too, to get these Stride Fodder cards, because... Like I said, this deck isn't very stride heavy. But I run 4 copies of Blaster Friend Barkle with a skill that when a Blaster Blade is placed on Vanguard or Rearguard in the same column as this card. Ooh, actually now that I read him, he's not too great for his effect. But his main thing is helping Favored Disciple Lu getting off his ability. Because Lu needs to be supported by a Floral Paladin Floatal or a Blaster Friend Barkle to get his effect off. And using Floral Paladin Floatal would be very bad since it has a lesser critical effect. So, honestly, I'd say maybe drop Blaster Friend Barkle down to 3 just to match the Lus you have. And, if you can get Stride support in there, good. I just don't have any of those cards on hand. After that, I have 3 copies of Little Sage Marin. And this is the V-Series one that when another rear guard is placed in the same column as this card, once per turn, counterblast 1, draw a card, and this unit gets plus 3,000. Pretty good for field consistency. Ending out the grade 1s, I have 3 copies of Knight Squire Allen. And he has the skill that when placed, counterblast 1, call a card from my hand with a grade less than or equal to my vanguard from my hand to the rear guard circle. And if I called a card, I draw a card, and this unit gets plus 3,000. Very good, very offensive, and I definitely recommend using him in most deck builds for the V-Series Royals. And now starting the grade 2s, we got the main guy of the deck, Blaster Blade. He now, as a difference from the original series, he now has a Vanguard ability that if I have 4 more rear guards, he gets critical. And he also has the Vanguard and rear guard ability that when placed, counterblast 1, soul blast 1, choose an opponent's front row rear guard and retire it. Very good. Both Alfred's effects need blaster blades, so that's why you run so many of him. And now, the main part of the broken combo in this deck is, give me a sec to read his name because he's a little weird, Undulatory Sage Tarna. And he has the skill, and the best part is this skill is no cost. But his skill is when this unit's placed on rear guard, if you have a grade 3 Alfred Vanguard, and all your Vanguards are stood up, then I get to search my deck for an Alfred card, write it as stand, shuffle my deck, and that unit gets plus 5,000 until the end of the turn. So, like I said, it's an Alfred deck, so you guys know I'm going to be running Alfreds. But say you just rode your grade 3 Cam Knight's Alfred, then you'll get a gift marker, call Tarna. Tarna will let you search your deck for another Alfred and write it, which will give you a second gift marker the first turn. It's a very good combo to have. That's why I run Tarna at 4. Definitely worth having. Ending out the grade 2s, I have 3 copies of Favored Disciple of Light and Darkness Lou, and this is why we're holding on to the Blaster Friend Barkles, even though you can't really use its effect too much. And he has a skill that when he's boosted by a Blaster Friend Barkle or Floral Paladin Floatal, until the end of that battle, this unit gets plus 3,000, and the ability, Counterblast 1, put this card into your soul. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked a Vanguard, pay the cost, search for a grade 2 Blaster card, call its rear guard, shuffle your deck, and that unit gets plus 3,000 until the end of the turn. This is very good for pulling out Blaster Blade from the deck, and if you have Lou on an imaginary gift circle, Lou will get the bonus, put him in the soul, call Blaster Blade in the same spot, Blaster Blade gets the bonus. It's a very good card to have. Now on to the grade 3s, which will surprise no one. I run 4 copies of Cam Knight's Alfred. With the skill, the once per turn activated skill, Counterblast 1, search your deck for a Blaster Blade, call it to rear guard, and it gets plus 5,000 until the end of the turn, shuffle the deck. And the big effect, which is why you have Blaster Blade search if for some reason you can't use Cam Knight's skill. During your turn, if you have a Blaster Blade on rear guard, this unit gets plus 10,000. Personally, to some extent, I like the original Alfred's ability better with regards to boosting his own power. But this is nice. And just because it's the only other Alfred with a gift marker, I run 4 copies of Alfred early. And he has the skill that when he's placed on Vanguard, Counterblast 1, call a Blaster Blade from hand or soul, and it gets plus 10,000 until the end of the turn. And if you called a card, draw a card. Like I said, early's just here because he's the only other Alfred with a gift marker, and the main thing of this deck is getting multiple gift markers in one turn. So, of course, Royal Paladins, it's the imaginary gift force. I have 8 here just because I have 8 cards with the force marker, even though you're probably not going to get through all of them. It's just, better safe than sorry. Now, moving on to the Stride Zone, which is separate from the imaginary gift zone, so that's good for keeping things clear. I have 2 copies of the Transmigratory Dragon Holy Squire Dragon. With the skill, choose a face-down Holy Squire Dragon in your G-Zone, turn it face up. If you have a heart card that's Alfred in its name, unlock all locked cards, and until the end of the turn, this unit gets the continuous ability on the Vanguard Circle, that during my turn, all rear guards get plus 2,000, and the continuous skill, Generation Break 3, during my turn, this unit gets plus 3,000 for each rear guard. It's very good. It's good, but it's still kind of basic, and he's, like, with both Vanguards being an Alfred and the fact that I don't own any Jam Slot Peace Savers, I definitely say Transmigratory Dragon's worth having in there. After that, I have 4 copies of Divine King Knight Alfred Holy Saver, and he has the activated skill, once per turn, Generation Break 2. Counterblast 1, choose a face-down copy of this card in your G-Zone, turn it face up. Choose a card from your hand and discard it. If you have a heart card with Alfred or Blaster in its card name, choose a rear guard with Blaster Blade in its name, and until the end of the turn, it gets plus 3,000, and the ability that during its first battle of the turn, it gets to perform Twin Drive. Just still very good if you manage to get like 2 imaginary gift markers on the spot that Blaster Blade's on, and then pull this off. Blaster Blade will definitely require a perfect guard if your opponent wants to block him. After that, I have 2 copies of Holy Dragon Myriad Soul Saver, and this card has the ability Soul Blast 3 when this unit attacks a Vanguard. If you have a heart that's Alfred or Blaster in its name, pay the cost, choose 5 rear guards, and they all get plus 5,000 until the end of the turn. It's pretty good. Following that, I have a single copy of Divine Knight of Flashing Flame Samuel, and he has the Counterblast 2 skill that when he attacks a Vanguard, if the number of cards in your opponent's damage is 4 or less, and the number of rear guards you have is 5 or more, pay the cost, choose an opponent's Vanguard, and deal 1 damage. Your opponent does perform a drive check. He's very good, very pressure-based, and I think any Royal Paladin deck that uses G-Zone really should have at least 1 Samuel. Following that, I have 2 Holy Dragon Legit Sword Dragon, and he has the once per turn activated ability. Counterblast 1, if your heart's an Alfred or Blaster, search your deck for a grade 2 or less card with Swordsman of Light or Blaster in its name. Call it to rear guard. Shuffle your deck, and that unit gets plus 2,000. I don't run a Swordsman of Light, so it'll just be another way of getting Blaster Blade if you need it. And following that, we have 1 Shroud Divine Knight Godblade, and he has the ability that when his attack hits a Vanguard, search your deck for a grade 2 or greater card, call it to rear guard, and shuffle your deck. Again, he's kind of pressure-based, and with the inclusion of imaginary gifts, the ability to call a card during battle on top of an imaginary gift marker is amazingly useful. Ending things off, we have our 4 G-Guardians. The first one is Little Great Sage Marin, with the Soul Blast skill that when this unit is placed on Guardian Circle, if you have an Alfred or Blaster Vanguard, pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for up to 1 grade 1 or greater card, call it to the Guardian Circle, and it gets plus 5,000 shield until the end of the battle. Shuffle your deck. Now, that's still pretty good just for the fact that you don't have to waste hand consistency on it. But I will say it gets hit a little bit by the fact that this deck uses the grade 0 version of Flash Shield Assault instead of the grade 1, which could be called from the deck and use its ability. But we also have a Great Flash Assault. We have 2 of it for our next G-Guardian. With the skill, Counterblast 1 when this unit is placed on Guardian Circle. If your Vanguard's an Alfred or Blaster, if you pay the cost, this unit gets plus 5,000 shield for each of your rear guards until the end of the battle. Again, another great way to keep hand consistency, which in any Royal Paladin deck you kind of want that, unless I guess if you use Brave. And ending things off, I have 1 copy of Holy Dragon Laser Guard Dragon, with the skill that when this unit is placed on Guardian Circle, if you have 1 or more grade 2 rear guard, this unit gets plus 5,000 until the end of the battle. Very basic, very easy to use, and with 0 costs, so that's always good. But that is basically all I got for this deck. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I completely understand if you don't feel Blaster Friend Barkle is worth it, but I think he's worth it. I think he's good. An alternate thought I've had about this deck is maybe using Wingull Brave instead of Barkle. Just a different way of getting Blaster out. But personally, I feel Barkle may work better. So, if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. Give me any ideas for other decks you want to see in the comments below. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.